All right, going live here briefly, just to give some Final Four thoughts. Kind of last thoughts here for the Final Four. We only have 3 games left in the college basketball season, so let's enjoy those games. If you are watching, you do have a question, you can drop it in the YouTube chat. I'll just hang around here for 10 minutes or so, something like that, maybe a little bit less. The kids are going to be home before too long, but I wanted to get a few thoughts out about these last couple games. So I think it's unheard of to have a team getting 11 and a half, 12 points in a Final Four. In the other game, 9-point spread. We've got a really unique Final Four here. UConn, what can you say negative about them? They've been playing great basketball. Clingan is a game changer on defense. Illinois 0 for 19 on shots contested by Clingan. Just ridiculous. I don't think Alabama will come with the same strategy that Illinois did, which was definitely a bad one, to just go right at Clingan. If he blocks shots, he blocks shots. Alabama's going to take a lot of threes in this game, get out in transition, try to beat him down the floor. Alabama played a really tough schedule this year. It all depends on whether they're making those threes in this game. I see plenty of variance in a game like this. I do think UConn will win. I think 12 points is a little bit too much. It's hard for me to lay 12 when UConn was laying this same number against a team like Northwestern, just not too long ago at all. UConn's losses, team shot it really well from three. Creighton 14 for 28 from three. Kansas 9 for 14 from three. So that's the way to beat them. Can Alabama do it? It's going to be easier said than done, but 12 points is a ton, guys. I would have to lean Alabama plus the points there. NC State, Purdue, just some overall game thoughts here briefly. I think for this one of the craziest runs I've seen ever in college basketball, NC State, they were down to Louisville in the first ACC tournament game at halftime. They were nearly dead against Virginia until they missed a free throw. And then they got the wild banked in three at the buzzer. DJ Burns, really fun to watch, highly skilled guy. Passing ability from him impresses me the most. Really like the way he can pass it and get people easy looks. I think Diarra, though, is the most important player here for NC State in this one because he has to guard Edey with his length. He's had a lot of foul trouble of late. I don't love their depth in the front court for NC State, or at least their ability to stop Edey. I think Edey's fantastic at dropping back on defense, not contesting everything. It's a big reason why he doesn't get in foul trouble. And their strategy of getting the ball to him constantly, offensively, Painter's done a great job just consistently feeding Edey. Some of the best coaches get away from what they're best at. They've consistently given him the ball. His usage on offense has been tremendous. I expect it to be again here. I do like Edey over 1.5 assists. If you watch the BetUS college basketball show, if you don't, I suggest you do. If you watch that, you already know that was my play. It's about minus 150 most places, so kind of juicy, but 13 and 3 to the over 1.5 assists in Edey's last 16 games. I think Edey gets double teamed here. He kicks it out to guys like Lawyer, Jones, Braden Smith. Those guys are good three-point shooters. I know they only made 3 threes last game against Tennessee, but Purdue 41% from three for the course of the season overall. I do think Purdue will make some threes in this one. If I had to bet a side, I think I'd bet Purdue minus, but I think 9's a good number. So I like Zach Edey over 1.5 assists. I know there's some juice there, but if you think it's going to hit at a lot higher percentage than what that juice is, it's a good play. So I like over 1.5 assists for Edey. Other ones, I did bet a couple other props overall. I bet Kaufman-Renn under on points. That's gone down to 5.5. Just a lean to that there. It was 6.5 when I took it. JRY, Caitlin versus UConn. That's going to be fun. UConn fans have a lot to cheer for. They've been a great basketball school for a long time. Caitlin versus UConn tonight. I don't watch a lot of women's basketball, but I'm watching this game. That's for sure. Looking forward to that. Not going to bet it, but I'll watch it. I like Kaufman-Renn under for points. 6.5 is pretty juicy. 5.5 is available multiple places now. I think he probably won't play too terribly much. I think some props on Braden Smith assists in this one could be worth it. You take an alternate prop of him to get like 9 or 10 assists. This is a guy who has really racked up the assists lately. It's going to be usually him feeding Zach Edey. And if you look at Purdue here of late, Braden Smith's had the ball in his hand a lot. This is a guy who had 10 assists or more in 3 of the last 6 games, 4 of the last 7 games. So Braden Smith has really racked up the assist. I think he can again here. NC State, Burns is fun on offense, not very good on defense. They need Diarra. He could get in foul trouble. That's the way I'd look at that one. As far as anything else to do with these games here, I'll just kind of look through the props here. I'm looking at the BetUS prop builders right now. If you don't have BetUS, I do suggest it. Love the BetUS college basketball show as well as the football show. Great stuff over there. Check it out if you haven't already. So as far as other props or plays that I like, I will say this. I like the NC State team total under. I sent that out to newsletter subscribers. Full disclosure, the newsletter free plays have not done well at all this year. A couple of years ago, they were just on an insane run. Hate that those free plays have not been doing well here of late, but hopefully those will heat up. Everybody who watches and listens to me knows that I'm always transparent. Actually been a pretty good run here of late, but the free plays through the newsletter have not done well. I'm going under 68.5 for NC State team total on that one. As far as other bets here, just kind of looking through the board, I like the there's a future prop on BetUS of Final Four largest margin of victory. I think that's an interesting one. Alabama, UConn minus 140, NC State, Purdue plus 110. Highest scoring team, UConn minus 205, Purdue plus 275. Lowest scoring team, NC State minus 170, Alabama plus 225. I like NC State minus 175 there. Obviously, that's correlated with a team total under, but I think the Alabama UConn game will be quite a bit higher scoring than Purdue and NC State. So I think them being a favorite there, minus 170, probably not big enough compared to what it should be. I also do want to mention here real quickly, I did do a contest here on the X timeline. I'll put the link here to the side so you can see it if you're watching this or watching back on YouTube. That's a free Final Four contest. Have some fun with that. Combine total points for the teams. For example, 306 points, 308 points between the two games. Closest to that with a tiebreaker of how many threes will Alabama put up in this one. I'm pretty curious about how many threes they will put up here. Closest to that with the tiebreaker being the total threes. I'm going to go $70 by Cash App or PayPal. Not promising you'll get rich, but why not make a guess? It's going to take like 5 seconds. We'll have a little bit of fun with that. So I like Zach Edey over assists, over 1.5. I think that is a good bet here. And I think he has to kick it out of those double teams as long as they make some of those shots. I think that's a good play. I like NC State team total under. Also like that NC State lowest scoring team, minus 170 at BetUS. I don't have any bets for the women's games here on Friday night, but definitely enjoy those. And, like I said, my leans in the games would be Alabama plus 12. You kind of almost have to hold your nose if you bet against UConn at this time. But I think Alabama has potential there if they're knocking down those threes. And, UConn, they have to be somewhat normal team, right? They have to have some kind of weakness or a bad stretch. Hurley's done a great job with that team. They'll probably win it all, but 12 is a lot of points. And the other one, I said I lean Purdue minus 9. It's just not something I like that much. NC State team total under, my favorite in that one. All right. If you have any specific questions on bets or props or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me at Kyle Hunter Picks on X or Twitter. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy the games. This should be some fantastic basketball. And I'll try to do one of these again sometime soon. But have a great weekend. Best of luck, everybody.